Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honor, son to the elder apostles, a great milestone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, titled Firstfruits and Tithes. Verse 1. And it shall be, when thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, and dwellest therein, that thou shalt take of the first of all the fruit of the earth, which thou shalt bring of thy land, that Yahweh thy power giveth thee, and shalt put it in a basket, and shalt go unto the place which Yahweh thy power shall choose to place his name there. And thou shalt go unto the priest. By the way, we don't have to do this anymore. I'm just reading about it. Well, you can still do it, but we don't have land. We as a people don't have land that we can give off our first fruits. And if you say you're going to keep this, okay, then funny. It's funny. I'm going to say it. And then go to the store and ask them if they know that the fruit that they're selling to you is the first picked or not. They don't know. They don't know. And yeah, they don't know. And the people that actually pick the first fruits off of the tree for the year, the first fruits, yeah, they wouldn't know neither, because they would mix everything in one pot. So, and then sell it to you, and then sell it to the merchant people in the stores and stuff like that, and then they would sell it to you. So they don't know. None of them knows, unless you tell them, tell like, hey, the first fruits put in that basket. But then again, it's not you didn't pick it, they did. So that's like using a second-hand condom. I mean, like, that's his land and not yours. We're supposed to give off of the land that we got, and we don't have a land. So that's why I said, like, yeah, don't worry about this feast day too much. We're going to get it in the kingdom. The book of Colossians chapter 2 speaks about that, which are a shadow of the things to come. So the laws that we keep right now are a shadow of the things to come. So that means that if it's a shadow of the things to come, then we're basically just practicing. Soon we will be directly in it and not in the shadow of it anymore. Colossians 2 and 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or of the new moon or of the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of things to come in the future. So in the future we're going to keep it 100%. But now we're just keeping it as I'm just in the shadow of it, meaning you're not really fully there. Because if you have let's say you have a person here, but here is his shadow, or hers, here is the person's shadow. Then when you're standing in the shadow, you're not standing in that person itself. You're not that. You're standing in the shadow of that person. So, yeah. But we're gonna be that. We're gonna stand here. We're gonna be that person instead of being in the shadow of it. Of the law, and in this case the law of things to come, but the body is of Yahweh Shai. Right here you have that body, but the point is that we're gonna keep it in the kingdom, but now we follow Yahweh Shai. He is the body that we follow after, but we're like in the shadow, you can say, yeah, which are, yeah, the laws are a shadow of the things to come. But that doesn't mean that you should not try and keep it. I mean, concerning these things, the new moon, the Sabbath days, the drinks. We don't do drink offerings anymore, meat offerings, or in respect of an holy day. So we don't bother each other too much with that. You shouldn't. It says it right here. Let no man therefore judge you in meat offerings, drink offerings, respect of holy day offerings, new moon offering. Well, you do offer, but yeah. Sabbath days and stuff like that. Verse 3, Deuteronomy 26 and 3. And thou shalt go unto the priest that shall be in those days, and say unto him, I profess this day unto Yahweh thy power, that I may come unto the country which Yahweh sware unto our fathers for to give us. And the priest shall take the basket out of thine hand, and shall set it down before the altar of Yahweh, thy power. And thou shalt speak and say before Yahweh thy power, a Syrian ready to perish was my father. So this shows you that Jacob was a Syrian. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know why? Well, I'm going to get into it. Because if you read this, you could say it's Abraham, but you can also say it's Jacob. But then again, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, but yeah, going on. A Syrian ready to perish was my father. And he went down into Egypt. Jacob did that. But Abraham did that also. But Abraham was old and basically ready to die before he gave birth to Isaac. But Jacob, he actually went down there before his death, because before he went there, he was about to, famine came in the land and people was about to die. People were dying there. So we went down into Egypt and sojourned there with a few, which is Exodus chapter 1. And became there a nation, great, mighty, and populous, which is having a lot of people. Populated, you could say. Definition: having a large population, densely populated. So we were densely populated in Egypt and nowhere else. No, not nowhere else. I mean, not somewhere else. Sorry. Right. So I will have to go up in this verse over here, because it says here, for example. Let me see. I think it was here. Now it says, right, Hebrew 11. Here, Genesis chapter 12, verse 10. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. So he also experienced that there was basically death around there. And then he had to flee in the famine. Sorry. I'm sipping on some honey. Right. Not from the store, by the way. I know this is a honey farmer, actually. Hosea chapter 12, verse 12, in the neighborhood. And Jacob fled into the country of Syria. And Israel served for a wife, which is Israel. And for a wife he kept sheep also. So he served in total 14 years. But he did flee into Syria from his brother Esau. Genesis 43:1. And the famine was sore in the land. And it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father Jacob said unto them, the 11 brothers, Go again, buy us little food. Right. And then but because they went to Joseph in Egypt. And then later on with a group, we went into Egypt, which is in the book of Exodus chapter 1. Acts chapter 7, verse 15. So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers. Right, but because before he actually died, he went to there in Egypt, and there we became a great people, a large, populous people. Genesis 45:6. For these 2 years had the famine been in the land. And yet there are 5 years in which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And Yahweh sent me before you to preserve you a posterity a posterity in the earth. And the word posterity means, I'll put it down here somewhere. No, that's not it. Here, posterity. All future generations of people. So basically to preserve us. Going back to over here, I think. No, here, yeah. In the earth. And to save your lives by a great deliverance. Right, they was delivered from that famine that was in that land. So now it was not you that, it was not you that sent me hither, but the Heavenly Father sent Joseph into the land of Egypt. And he had made me a father to Pharaoh. Yeah, man. He went from being in a pit to being the second man in command to the Pharaoh. He was even a father, like unto a father unto him. And Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Yeah, he went, like I said, he went from being at the bottom of the pit by his brothers that was jealous of him, to almost being, not almost, he was put in jail for false accusations of rape. Yeah, that's what Jake's going to until now. Some of these girls, they like you so much, you don't want to do nothing with them. They're jealous and they say you raped me. You know, going on. Some of them just hate you, but they probably find you beautiful or so. I don't know. Anyway, haste ye, and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, Yahweh had made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not. So basically, then Jacob came in that land, right? And he was about to die because of the famine, but so was Abraham. So yes, you could put them both up in there, because they are the same bloodline. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So they are still our father. Jacob is our father. Isaac is our father. Guess what? Abraham is our father. But Abraham comes from that region over there, Syrian, or that region over there, Mesopotamia. That region over there that is called in the scriptures Chaldean. So let me read on. Hebrews 11 and 12. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. So one that is as good as dead. For from him sprang so many people that they was like the stars in the sky for multitude. So who's that talking about? That's Hebrew chapter 11 verse 12, which is talking about, okay, let me see something. 8. By faith Abraham, when he was called to go into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. He went out not knowing whither he went. So he didn't even know where he was going to go, but the Lord told him, go over there, because the Lord said so. So he did it. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, because the Lord promised them, go to that land. And I promise you, I'll give it to you and your descendants. As in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Yeah. See? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But it goes even further to explain who that is. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builders and maker is Yahweh. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength and conceived seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age. Right, because the age that women supposed to get children, stop getting children, is 60. Then they don't bleed anymore monthly. But Sarah was 90 years old when she got a child, so that's a miracle in itself. Because she judged him faithful who had promised, which is the Most High Yahweh. Therefore sprang there even one, and him, that one was Isaac, because Sarah begot Isaac. And him as good as dead, which was um, Abraham. So many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. And these all died in faith there, yeah. But and where did it say that he was old? Here in the book of Genesis, chapter. I think I put it here. No, that's Genesis 22. This is Genesis 11. Okay, I didn't put it in Genesis 17. I think then. I think. Here 17. So Genesis 17:17. I start at 16. And I will bless her, bless Sarah. I start at 15. And the power said unto Abraham, as for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai. Sorry, I mean Sarai. But Sarah shall her name be. Because Sarai is my princess and Sarah is princess, if I'm correct. What's the meaning of Sarah again? Let me see. Sarah meaning. Yeah, princess. And Sarai means my princess. It's my princess. But anyway, going on. So it says also here, going further, and I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abram fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and Sarah that is 90 years old bear? He was like, he didn't believe it. The Lord heard him, but later on, Sarah laughed also. But the angel was like, did you just laugh? No, I didn't laugh. I heard you laugh, because he can read your mind. But she lied. That's in the next chapter, if I'm correct. Let me see. She actually lied to the angel. Here, verse 13 to 12. So Abraham laughed, nothing was said unto him. But she laughed also. She said here, Genesis 18:10. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age. See, they was about to die. They was literally about to die. But Abraham lived until he was 120 years old. So he did get to see the others. You know, his what you just said, what I just read. Where is that again? I just read it, that he was hanging with Isaac and Jacob. Wow. What? Here? Oh yeah, here. Dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and with Jacob. Right, if I'm correct. Yeah. Right, so okay, this one can go. This one can go now. Hebrews, no, it was with 18. Yeah. 100. So here in Genesis 17, it shows you that he laughed, but nothing was said unto him. You will not find the account. Nothing was said unto him. But here, let me read on. Genesis chapter 18, verse 11. Now, okay, I already read that. This is okay. Let me read it again. Now, Abraham and Sarah, because his name was changed from Abram to Abraham, and her name was changed from Sarai to Sarah, were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. So She didn't get her period anymore. So therefore, her womb and egg doesn't exist anymore. It does exist, but it doesn't work. It doesn't function. It ceases to work after the manner of women, which is once they're 60 years old, they don't have their period anymore, and therefore they are unable to get pregnant because the egg is not flushing out anymore. You can't fill it up anymore. Anyway, going on. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? So what does that show you? That pleasure meant to a woman back in the days. Having a child, that meant pleasure for a woman back in the days. Nowadays, having a career means pleasure too. Oh boy. Esau really messed y'all up. But anyway, so, and that's why they ridicule guys like, I have him in my name. He was married to Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey. How do you spell that? Nick Cannon. That's why they ridicule Nick Cannon, because he has like 12 children. And they always ridicule him, like the memes and stuff like that. That thing is actually a very blessed thing to have so many children. You know, they want to ridicule him. And they want to basically shame him for having so many children. They want to shame him. You know? But they're talking about... But you know that's the devil, so why would you even trip him? You know? Nick Cannon taking his kid to the pool. Nick Cannon... Fucking devils. You know? Yeah, that's what they're doing. These are the things that they're doing. They're trying to poke fun at him. You know, so yeah, right. You got this garbage too here too. He's spreading his seed, which is a good thing. That's what every Israelite man is supposed to do, and that's what they are afraid of. They are afraid of us having many children. They are scared to death. They're scared. And I'm telling you, you don't know these devils. They are afraid. But anyway, because that means an army. You know, people. Sometimes you read the scriptures where it shows you that one man had 70 children. Yeah, man, one Israelite man. Gideon had it, and another one. I just read it. Had 70 children. By the way, it was 70 sons. Let me see. First Kings. Yeah, Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria. Yeah. Ahab had 70 sons. Yeah, I just read it. Look, I just was reading stuff. So, yeah. So it says here, my Lord also. And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a surety bear a child which am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At that time, at the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. So he was going to come next year. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laugh not, for she was afraid. And he said, nay, but thou didst laugh. But Abraham laughed too, but he wasn't told like, you know, because it's a man. And she was really basically out of line. But anyway, so that's that part. And okay, so he was ready to perish, which was Abraham. He was about to die. He was old. But then again, so was Jacob. So you can kind of put them both in there, but it's talking about Abraham, right? So okay, those precepts, and then going back to over here, right? So it says that a Syrian ready to perish was my father, and he went down into Egypt. Okay, cool. So why is he called a Syrian? So does that mean that we're Syrian? Well, if you actually go to the book of Judith, that's why in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 7 it says, thou shalt not abhor an Assyrian. It says Edomite, but that's not what it is. But I'll show you. Now it says here, I did a video about that, dude. I will upload it here too, but I didn't even know that I didn't upload it. But I will. Judith, the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 1. Now, I can read all this, but I want to go into this here. Now, you know what? I will. I'll read until 12. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. Judith 5 and 1. Then was it declared to Holofernes. This was the guy for the Syrian army. The chief captain of the army of Ashur, which is, sorry, it was Ashur, right? I always get confused with Syria and you're Syrian, and Ashur. It's very hard for me to, place them real good. But anyway, going on. That the children of Israel had prepared for war. Right, so he wanted to fight against the children of Israel. And had shut up the passages of the hill country, and had forfeited all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the campaign countries. Hindrances, basically blockages, like roadblocks. Here, for example, you got like a boulder and it's a roadblock. These things, and this is the road is also blocked. This blocks the road also. These are road blockers again, and these are road blockers again. Right? You're not getting by if you have a car. You need to go around. So basically, he blocked off the area in order to fight against the children of Israel. Wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. It was the children of Israel that blocked the road. Sorry. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I know this, but sorry. I read it often, but I just made a mistake there. But yeah, it's actually the other way around. Let me read it again. That the children of Israel had prepared for war, and had shut up the passages of the hill country. I read it and I kept on going with it, but I was thinking, anyway, it's all good. Sorry about that. Going on. Is the right definition, but I put it on the wrong person. I said he did it. But anyway, going on. Wherewith he was angry because they did that, and called all the princes of Moab, and the captains of Ammon, and all the governors of the sea coast. And he said unto them, Tell me now, ye sons of Canaan. So the Canaanites were there also, Haran. who this people is. So he was asking these people, like, so because the Canaanites, they lived among them, we had wars with these people. They know who they are, that dwelleth in the hill country. And what are the cities that they inhabit? And what is the multitude of their army? So how much of them are there? And wherein is their power and strength? Because who's their God? And what king is set over them, or captain of their army? And why have they determined not to come and meet us more than all the inhabitants of the west? Right, because when he was actually, when the Ashur was actually ruling Holofernes and stuff like that, the chief captain, everybody was afraid of him. But the Israelite, they didn't come to meet him like, okay, we're coming to serve you and pay tribute, because that what he was going about doing. He was going about basically taxing everybody to pay his king as for a tribute. You need to pay up, tax collectors. What Esau does, by the way, right? Unrighteously. He's a devil. He taxes you on the food that you buy. No, what? You're supposed to tax only us. He taxes you on everything that you buy, anything and everything. Water. He taxes you on that. That's not what? What? Man, if you want to fish for yourself and take care of yourself, he taxes you too, because you can't fish. You need a permit. If you want to live off of the land, he taxes you on that too, because he's a devil, So he taxes you on everything. But let me go on. Verse 5. Then Enkior, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my lord, then said Enkior, Achior, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, because he was serving him. And I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabited the hill countries. And there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. This people are descendant of the Chaldeans. Yeah, you get that right. The Israelites, we Israelites, are actually descendants from the Chaldeans. Now, where does it say that? Well, if you go to the book of Genesis, let me see here. Somewhere, sorry, wait. Gotta get there, honey. Already read that? Genesis chapter 22, verse 17. Let me see something. Yeah, 17. That in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven. That was promised unto Abraham. And as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And we had that for a period of time, but in the kingdom we're going to have that perpetually forever. So it says that the children became as the stars of heaven. The same thing it says here in Deuteronomy 26 and 5. And thou shalt speak and say before Yahweh thy power, a Syrian ready to perish was my father, and he went down into Egypt and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation, great, mighty, and populous. But like I said, it's almost intertwined, but we know it's talking about Abraham. But you can put Isaac there up in there too, because it says here that sorry, not Isaac, Jacob, and sojourned there with a few. And what's that there? Egypt. And who did that? Exodus chapter 1 verse, well, here he went into Egypt, verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. That was also, he was older also. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already. So 70 souls came out of the land where he was at, and then he went into Egypt. So this is a few compared to verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty. That's why Esau is also scared, because he knows that's a lot of trouble. Fucking devils, they're cowards, bro. I'm telling you. That's why they love to get us when they outnumber us like 12-1 on the lynching tip and stuff like that. But it's all good, yo. Once we get their power back, then it's going to be 1 against 1,000 of y'all. Actually more. But anyway. And the land was filled with them. Right. So that's the few that came into Egypt. But what you call them? Abraham did the same thing. Yeah. So, right, going back to over here, Genesis. So we shall possess the gates of our enemies, meaning we're going to control what comes in and what goes out. Basically, we're going to have authority over our enemies. We don't have authority over the Edomites and Ishmaelites and Moabites and Ammonites right about, and Japhetic people even. We don't have authority over them. They have authority over us. They come, for example, now I'm not trying to be a country boaster or something like fuck Syrian. I'm just talking about it because I was born there. So I kind of know a few things over there. The point is that in our so-called gates, Esau rules. Why? And Ammon and sorry Moab, because they come there and take all the gold in the land. You can't do shit about it. Especially Esau, Canada, and America. And they come in the if you go to the store and you buy gold, you're not gonna see dark skinned faces. You're gonna see Moabites selling the gold, and Elam also selling the gold in Suriname. We don't have that. We don't own. Basically, they're controlling our gates. They're standing there as guards to see and say if we can pass or not. That's them. Right. Genesis 22:18. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. And those nations is talking about the 12 tribes. And even the other people, basically, if they follow after us and stuff like that, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So they're going to be on a happy tip too, after 1,000 years of pain, of course, because of the pain that they inflicted on us. Remember, all of them hate us. Remember that. Don't forget that. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba, and later on a woman was called Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Who is Nahor? His brother. And where is Nahor mentioned? Nahor, you can say, or Nahor. Genesis 11. So I'll read that after this one. Let me read it right now. Genesis 11:24. And Nahor lived 9 and 20 years and begot Terah. Now Terah is the father of Abraham. So check this out. And Nahor lived after he begot Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters, which were not really mentioned, but Terah. Okay. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. So Terah named his son after his father, because they had the same name, which was a common name to our people. And commonly we called each other that, and we also called each other, if it is like a name, but that name also would be a region. It could be. It's possible, as in this case you will read here. And also Beersheba also. And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. This is the nephew of Abram, because it is his brother Haran's son. So Lot is his nephew. But in certain scriptures, in one scripture it says that Lot is Abraham's brother. Yeah, because we are brethren, just like if I have, for example, I'm just going to use her for an example. I have a Jake neighbor, right, of a daughter of Jacob. I think she's Judite. But yeah, so if I have sex with her, I'm actually having sex with my sister. Yeah, believe it or not. Or there's another tribe female here. I think she's from Dominican Republic. So she's I think what damn it, I forgot. But anyway, I know she's Israelite. But what is Asher? Whoa, damn. So Dominican Republic, Dominican Naphtali. No, what? Did I get that wrong? Dominican Simeon. I was thinking in my head Simeon, but sorry, man. I'm should be. I should be embarrassed, actually. I was actually thinking in my head Simeon, but I was thinking about the Seminole Indians. That's why I didn't say anything. Because the Seminole Indians were actually here, Reuben. Oh, that's why. That's why I didn't say anything, because I didn't want to even look more embarrassed I should be right now. But anyway, we go. Right, so she's from Simeon, right? If I actually have sex with her, then I'm having sex with my sister, like my family member, because my bloodline and forefather and her bloodline forefather are two brothers. Actually, I'm having sex with my family member if I have sex with her, or if I have sex with the other one on the left side. I got a left side one and I got a right side one. Right. Anyway, my neighbors. Now, right. So yeah, basically that's it. So, so Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran begat Lot. So, it's his nephew, but it's his brother. The same thing. Just like how I just explained with my two neighbors. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, which is his native land. What land is that? In Ur of the Chaldees. So where was Terah? He was right there then, because if Haran died there, then Terah was there too, in the land of his nativity, which is Ur of the Chaldees. Okay, so that's that part. I can read on, but I'm not going to. That's that part. You can read on for yourself if you have the time. 22, Genesis 22 and 20. And it came to pass after these things that it was, what? Yeah, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, which is here, the second brother. Abraham is the first, Nahor is the second, Haran is the third that died. But there is a place called Haran also. Wait, let me see. Where is that? Here. Verse 31. And Terah took Abraham, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran's, his son's son. So that's his nephew. Lot is his nephew. And Sarai, his daughter-in-law, because she's married unto Abraham, and therefore it is Terah, his daughter-in-law, his son Abraham's wife, right? And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees. Again, we left there, which is the land of our nativity. I should have made it red. Wait. Oh, shit. This one. To go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. You see, Haran is also a place, because how can you dwell in your brother? Dead is dead. Right. And yeah, Haran died here. Haran died. So Haran is a man, but Haran is also a region, because it says here, Terah died in Haran also. So that shows you that that's a region. The reason why I say that is because it might get confusing, like what? But yeah, that's basically how it goes. Went, I should have said. In the ancient days. Right. So going back to over here, Genesis 22 and 21. Huz, his firstborn. Whose firstborn? The firstborn of Nahor. And what happened to Nahor? He lived. Haran died. So Nahor is his brother. So Abraham and Nahor are brothers, right? Huz, his firstborn. Firstborn of who? Nahor. And Buz, his brother, the second one of Nahor. And Kemuel, the father of Aram. So Kemuel is the father of Haram, but it's the son of Nahor. And Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jidlap. And Bethuel is also a son of Nahor. Right. Because all these were the children of Milcah. With Nahor. And Camriel was the father of Aram. Okay. And it says here, and Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother. So Milcah bare 8. It says here 1, 2. Oh boy. Well, I should have did this a long time ago. Sorry, man. I don't want to waste your time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. No. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got it. 8. Because I counted 7 the first time, and then I counted him with it. Then I said 9. I was like, no, that's not it. It's 8. It says here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. These are the sons. The 8. Sorry, where is it? These 8 Milcah bore to Nahor. Right. Abraham's brother. Right. So who's Bethuel that begat Rebekah? Well, if you go to the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 19, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Isaac begat Rebekah. Oh my goodness. Isaac begat. Whoa. Abraham begat Isaac. Right. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife. Who's Rebekah? The daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. Did you get that? Rebekah is actually his family member. Abraham is family. Abraham, his father was Terah. Terah, his brother, was Nahor. Nahor gave birth to Nahor gave birth to Bethuel. And Bethuel gave birth to Rebekah. So, Isaac and Rebekah are actually family members. And Jacob is, sorry man, because these names, I'm really struggling. I am not good with these names. But anyway, I know what I'm saying in my head, but when it comes out my mouth, it don't sound right sometimes. I think I know what I'm saying in my head. But anyway, so it says here, who's Laban? Laban is the father of Leah and Rachel. And who did Leah and Rachel make children with? Jacob, which is also family. We're family, right? It might sound disgusting to you right now because you're used to how Esau puts it down. He's fucking sister. He's doing some incest shit, bestiality too, kitty porn, Jeffrey Epstein. That's their legacy. That's their inheritance. That's their DNA. Since the Greek and Roman days, they've been doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, right. I'm not telling you to go and make babies with your uncle's children. I'm not saying that. I'm reading what it says. That's what I'm doing. Right. But if you do that, I wouldn't do that if I was you. It still feels weird. Why? Because we have been trained by these devils. So it would kind of be disgusting. But I know of a certainty that when you're young and you play with your niece and stuff like that, which not your niece, fuck that shit, with your, because in the Dutch, when you say niece, it's actually not, you're not her uncle. That's why I said it like that. But in the English, when you say niece, then you are her uncle. So I made a mistake. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. So your cousin. Oh yeah. In America, it says you need to say cousin. So and also nephew. If you say nephew in the Dutch, neef, you're not his uncle. That's your actual cousin. It's less confusing than in America. In America, you got all these crazy things. But then again, it's kind of confusing here too. But anyway, because your niece, if you was to literally translate that in from the Dutch to the English, it's your, when you say niece, it's actually your cousin, but you can say niece also for because you are her uncle. So that's actually more confusing. But anyway, the cousin is actually more correct because there's a difference then. Cousin and nephew and nieces. But the cousin is boy or girl. So that's also confusing. So yeah, that's why I said it's confusing, because there you cannot see if it's a boy or a girl, but here you can. But in the Dutch you can, not here, but in the Dutch. But anyway, so yeah. So Laban gave his two daughters to Jacob, but Jacob comes from Abraham and through Isaac. So that is Abraham is Abraham is wait, Abraham is older than Bethuel is the nephew to Abraham through his brother Nahor. I hope I'm saying this without confusing you, right? And then Abraham has a son, Isaac, and his son Isaac has another son called Jacob. And Jacob goes to Laban, which is his mother, Rebecca's brother, and then takes a wife from them. And he is a Syrian. But we too. Did I explain it right? Oh shit. I'm telling you, in my head, I know it. But when I have to say it, oh boy. It's easy for me in my head. I'm telling you, it's very easy. But to say it, to explain it, oh, whoa. How can I explain this? Well, that's why I gotta stop sometimes and pronounce the names and say this and refer back to that and confuse myself while I'm talking, but not in my head. But anyway, so sorry about that. Right, so let me read it and read it on again. Genesis 25 and 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian of Padan Aram, of the Chaldeans. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh, she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. So Rebekah also was barren. Well, Sarah was barren too. Well, actually she wasn't barren. She didn't have no children. Was Sarah barren? Yeah, I think I read this. Wait. Yeah, Sarah was barren. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, yeah, she was also barren. But even after that, even if she was barren, she stopped getting her period. So that was even more impossible. But nothing is impossible with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I believe I'm going to get superpowers, and I'm going to do stuff to people. Right. So Sarah was barren also, yeah, and Rebecca was also barren, but the Most High still opened their womb and blessed them with a child. Powerful children, by the way. I mean, look at me right now. I'm fantasizing about having superpowers, and I'm finna harm you. Let that sink in. Like, huh? They can do these things? Yeah. You gonna find out. Not now, of course. I mean, yeah. Once that time comes, then we gonna have a talk. You seem to have the wrong impression about me. You see, I'm gonna do stuff to people. Yeah. So okay. So now, let me see here. Okay. So this is kind of covered, and then going to over here. Wait. Going to over here again. So it says that